Imagine a world where the lights never go out, a world where energy is abundant, clean and renewable. So why isn't this our reality? Let's take a step back and consider our current situation. We find ourselves in the midst of an energy crisis, a situation that has been years in the making, yet few foresaw its magnitude. This crisis is characterized by an insatiable demand for energy, an over-reliance on fossil fuels, and a catastrophic environmental footprint. We've built our societies on the back of coal, oil and gas. These fossil fuels have powered our homes, our industries, our transportation. They've been our mainstay, our go-to, our reliable old friend. But this friendship comes at a cost, and it's a cost that's becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Have you ever wondered what happens to your trash after the garbage truck takes it away? It might be producing energy. Let's start at the beginning. After the garbage truck collects the trash, it's off to a waste-to-energy plant. These plants are like the unsung heroes of the waste management world. They take our leftovers, our old furniture, our worn-out clothes, and transform them into something useful energy. Now you might be asking, how does this magical process work? Well, it all begins with the process of sorting. After arriving at the waste-to-energy plant, the trash is sorted. Recyclables like paper, plastic, and metal are separated for recycling. The rest of the waste, the stuff that can't be recycled, is prepared for the next step, combustion. And this is where the real magic happens. The non-recyclable waste is burned at very high temperatures in a process known as combustion. This isn't just any old fire, though. It's a carefully controlled process that ensures complete combustion, reducing the volume of waste by up to 90%. Now that's a neat trick. But of course, we're not just doing this for fun. Remember, the goal here is to create energy, and fire, as you probably know, generates heat. This heat is then used to produce steam. Now this steam isn't for a relaxing spa day. No, it's put to work. The steam is used to turn a turbine connected to a generator. As the turbine spins, it creates electricity. So, in essence, your trash is transformed into a power source. It's a bit like turning lead into gold, except instead of a mythical alchemical process, it's real, hard science. And instead of gold, it's something arguably more valuable in our modern world: electricity. But what about the leftover ash from the combustion process? Is that waste too? Not at all. In many cases, the ash is further processed and used in construction materials. So, in a way, your trash might be part of the building you're in right now. And let's not forget about the gases generated during combustion. These gases are carefully treated and cleaned to minimize environmental impact. In fact, modern waste-to-energy plants have stringent emission standards to ensure that harmful substances are not released into the atmosphere. In this way, the waste-to-energy process not only reduces the amount of waste that ends up in landfills, but it also produces a valuable resource: energy. It's a win-win situation, really. Your trash gets a second life, and we get a source of renewable energy. So, the next time you take out the trash, remember, you're not just getting rid of rubbish. You're potentially contributing to a cleaner, greener source of energy. Our waste might not be as useless as we think. Transforming garbage into energy might sound like a magic trick, but it's all science. The magic of turning waste into energy is a process that's actually rooted in basic chemistry. The first step in this process is combustion. This involves the burning of waste materials at high temperatures. Think of it as a controlled bonfire, but in a much more sophisticated setting. The heat generated from this combustion is intense, breaking down the waste into basic elements and releasing a lot of energy in the form of heat and light. This energy isn't just allowed to dissipate into the atmosphere. Instead, it is harnessed and channeled into a system known as a heat recovery steam generator. Now, this isn't as complex as it sounds. Essentially, the heat from the combustion process is used to heat water, turning it into steam. This steam then powers a turbine. If you've ever seen a windmill spin in the wind, you can think of a turbine as a sort of high-tech windmill, but powered by steam instead of wind. As the steam spins the turbine, it generates electricity. This is the same principle used in many traditional power plants, but instead of burning fossil fuels, we're using our trash. Now you might be wondering, isn't burning trash bad for the environment? Well, modern waste-to-energy plants are designed with a keen focus on minimizing emissions. They use advanced pollution control technologies, including filters and scrubbers, to capture harmful particles and gases before they can be released into the atmosphere. This process not only helps us generate electricity, but it also reduces the volume of waste that would otherwise end up in landfills. We're talking about a reduction of up to 90% in volume. That's like turning a 10-story building worth of trash into just one story. And there you have it, the science behind waste-to-energy conversion. It's a process that merges chemistry, physics, and environmental science, all working together to turn something we often see as useless, our trash, into something incredibly useful: electricity. With science, even our trash can light up our homes. But is this method truly a cleaner alternative to fossil fuels? Let's take a closer look. When we think about the conversion of waste to energy, we're not just talking about a simple switch from one type of fuel to another. We're talking about a complete transformation in how we view and manage waste. Instead of seeing it as a problem to be disposed of, we're seeing it as a resource to be harnessed. The environmental impact of this shift in perspective is significant. Firstly, waste-to-energy conversion plays a crucial role in reducing the amount of waste that ends up in our landfills. Every ton of waste that we convert to energy is a ton of waste that doesn't sit in a landfill, slowly decomposing and releasing methane, a potent greenhouse gas. And it's not just about reducing landfill waste. The waste-to-energy process also helps to mitigate climate change by reducing our dependence on fossil fuels. By using waste to generate energy, we're cutting down on the amount of coal, oil, and natural gas that we need to burn. And as we all know, burning fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide, the main driver of global warming. But what about the emissions from the waste-to-energy process itself? Certainly, burning waste does produce some emissions. However, modern waste-to-energy facilities are equipped with advanced pollution control technologies. These technologies capture and neutralize a large portion of the harmful substances that would otherwise be released into the atmosphere. Moreover, the waste-to-energy process is not just about burning. There are other methods, such as anaerobic digestion and gasification, that produce energy from waste with fewer emissions. These methods break down organic waste in the absence of oxygen, producing biogas that can be used to generate electricity and heat. And let's not forget about the energy that's produced. The energy generated from waste is renewable, in the sense that we're always producing waste. As long as we continue to generate waste, we'll have a source of energy. This stands in stark contrast to fossil fuels, which are finite and depleting. So is waste to energy a cleaner alternative to fossil fuels? The answer is a resounding yes. It's a solution that not only addresses our waste problem, but also contributes to our energy needs in a sustainable way. It's a solution that reduces our greenhouse gas emissions, mitigates climate change, and moves us towards a circular economy where nothing is wasted and everything is used. We're still in the early stages of this transition. There are challenges to overcome and controversies to navigate, but the potential is there and the benefits are clear. Waste to energy could play a key role in a cleaner, greener future. It's not just about getting rid of waste. It's about turning waste into a resource, a tool for tackling some of our planet's most pressing problems. And in doing so, we're not just cleaning up our act. We're shaping a future that's cleaner, greener, and more sustainable. Like any solution, waste to energy is not without its challenges. In an ideal world, we would be able to convert all our waste into energy at no cost. However, the reality is a bit more complicated. The waste-to-energy process, while promising, does carry with it a few potential pitfalls and concerns. One of the most prominent concerns is pollution. While waste-to-energy facilities can significantly reduce the volume of waste that ends up in landfills, the process does produce emissions. These can include carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change, and other pollutants that can harm air quality. However, it is important to note that emissions from waste-to-energy facilities are regulated and monitored for compliance with environmental standards. Another challenge is the potential disincentive to reduce waste. If we become too reliant on waste as a source of energy, could it potentially discourage efforts to reduce, reuse, and recycle? This is a question that continues to be debated among environmentalists and industry professionals. Critics also point out that the waste-to-energy process is not always the most energy efficient. While it does generate energy, the process requires a significant amount of energy to operate, from collection and transportation of waste to the actual conversion process. Moreover, the initial cost of setting up a waste-to-energy facility can be quite high. This could potentially hinder their widespread adoption, particularly in developing countries where resources are limited. There are also social implications to consider. Waste-to-energy facilities are often located in industrial areas, which can disproportionately affect low-income communities who live nearby. These communities may bear the brunt of any potential pollution, while not necessarily reaping the benefits of the energy produced. Despite these challenges, it's crucial to remember that no energy solution is perfect. Each comes with its own set of trade-offs. The key is to weigh these against the potential benefits. In the case of waste-to-energy, the benefits are considerable. It provides a practical solution to the growing problem of waste management, reduces our reliance on fossil fuels, and contributes to renewable energy production. But to make the most of these benefits, it's crucial that we address these challenges head-on. That means investing in technologies to reduce emissions, promoting waste reduction alongside waste-to-energy, and ensuring that the benefits of this energy source are shared equitably. In the end, waste-to-energy is just one piece of the puzzle. It's part of a broader strategy to transition to a more sustainable and resilient energy system. Understanding these challenges is crucial to making informed decisions about our energy future. Waste-to-energy might not be a perfect solution, but it's a step in the right direction. And you, yes, you, can contribute in meaningful ways to this innovative approach. But how? Let's dive into it. First, we can start by reducing waste at its source. This means being mindful of what we consume and how much of it ends up as waste. Choose products with less packaging, buy only what you need, and strive to repurpose or recycle items whenever possible. Second, we can work towards segregating waste at home. By separating our waste into categories like organic, recyclable, and non-recyclable, we can ensure that each type of waste is managed in the most optimal way. Organic waste, for instance, can be composted in your backyard, turning your kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich soil for your plants. Third, it's about being an informed and active citizen. Support policies and initiatives that promote waste-to-energy. This could be as simple as using your vote to support local politicians who prioritize sustainable waste management, or as involved as lobbying for waste-to-energy facilities in your community. Fourth, we can't ignore the power of spreading the word. Share your knowledge about waste-to-energy with your friends, family, and social media followers. The more people understand about the potential of this technology, the more pressure there will be on decision-makers to adopt it. Finally, consider supporting businesses that prioritize waste-to-energy initiatives. This could be a local coffee shop that composts its used coffee grounds, or a large corporation that converts its waste into energy. By voting with your dollars, you're sending a clear message that you value sustainable practices. Remember, every action, no matter how small, contributes to the larger goal of a cleaner, more sustainable future. From the choices we make at the grocery store, to the conversations we have with our neighbors, to the politicians we support, we all have a role to play in promoting waste-to-energy. Every step counts when it comes to creating a sustainable future. As we face an energy crisis, innovative solutions like waste-to-energy offer a glimmer of hope. This seemingly unconventional method of power generation is not only practical, but also a step towards a more sustainable world. While solar and wind power have been the poster children of renewable energy, waste-to-energy is emerging as an equally viable alternative. It's a way of getting two birds with one stone, dealing with our mounting waste problem and energy crisis at the same time. But how does waste-to-energy fare in comparison to other renewables? Well, here's the thing. While the sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow, we're consistently generating waste. And this makes waste-to-energy a reliable source of power. That's not to say it's a magic bullet, but it's certainly part of the solution. The potential of waste-to-energy doesn't end there. It's more than just turning trash into electricity. It's about a paradigm shift in how we view waste. Instead of being an undesirable byproduct of our consumption, it's a valuable resource that we've been overlooking. But like other renewable energy sources, waste-to-energy is still a developing technology. It needs continued research and innovation to unlock its full potential. It's not just about improving the efficiency of the process, but also finding new ways to reduce the environmental impact. And let's not forget the success of waste-to-energy. Like any renewable energy source, depends on us. It's about how we manage our waste and making conscious decisions to reduce, reuse, and recycle. So, waste to energy isn't just about solving today's problems. It's about laying the foundation for a more sustainable future. It's about changing our mindset, from viewing waste as a problem to seeing it as an opportunity. And that's the beauty of innovation. It challenges us to think differently, to find solutions in the most unlikely places. And in the face of an energy crisis, we need that kind of out-of-the-box thinking more than ever. Our energy future might be brighter than we think. In the face of crisis, opportunities for change emerge. And isn't that what we've been discovering in our journey today? As we've traveled through the maze of waste and energy, we've seen how the seemingly insurmountable crisis of waste management could, in fact, be our golden opportunity for change. Let's rewind a bit, shall we? We started by asking ourselves, how did we get here? We've seen how our society has evolved into a consumer-driven culture, producing an overwhelming amount of waste each day. And we've also seen that this waste doesn't just disappear when we toss it out. Instead, it accumulates in landfills and oceans, wreaking havoc on our environment. But then, we stumbled upon a ray of hope, the waste-to-energy process. We learned that this process is not just about burning rubbish. It's about harnessing the energy trapped within our waste, turning it into something useful. It's about transforming what we once considered useless and harmful into a valuable resource. We delved into the science behind waste-to-energy, understanding how the process works on a molecular level. We discovered that it's not magic, but solid science that allows us to convert waste into energy. And yes, we also tackled the big question, is this a cleaner future? And while it's true that waste to energy doesn't come without its challenges and controversies, we must also consider the alternative, a world where waste continues to pile up, unchecked and unutilized. We've seen that despite these challenges, many nations are already reaping the benefits of waste to energy, demonstrating that it's not just a theoretical concept, but a practical solution to a pressing problem. We've also explored how each one of us has a role to play in this narrative, whether it's by reducing, reusing, and recycling, or by supporting policies and companies that prioritize waste to energy. We have the power to shape our future. And finally, we looked beyond waste to energy to other innovative solutions that are pushing the boundaries of what we once thought was possible. It's not just about waste to energy, but about creating a sustainable circular economy that values resources and minimizes waste. And that brings us back to where we are now, standing at the crossroads of crisis and opportunity. We've seen that the waste issue is not just a problem, but a potential solution. We've seen that we can turn our waste into energy, providing a cleaner, more sustainable alternative to traditional energy sources. The answer to our energy crisis might be closer than we think. Remember, your actions can make a difference. Share, like, and subscribe for more insights into our world, because the journey doesn't end here. It's just the beginning. And together, we can turn this crisis into an opportunity for change.